Well, you've probably seen or heard all those stories about the real estate revival being driven by big Wall Street money. Institutional investors scooping up discounted properties so they can flip them for a quick profit or rent them out. But is that really the case? Certainly some of the big price increases are in places where big investors are spending billions of dollars. But is that the whole story? My next guest says no. Tanya Marchiol is the founder and president of Team Investments, which is one of the most successful real estate investment firms in one of the hottest markets right now, Phoenix. Tanya, welcome back to the show. It's always good to see you and have you here.
Thanks so much.
So you say individual buyers, the old-fashioned kind of buyers, mom and pop are important in this recovery. How important?
They're very important to this recovery, and what we need to look at is there are still more personal family home buyers in the market than there are investors. CoreLogic just did a study, and 30% of the buyers in Miami were investors, and they only appreciated 11%. North Carolina was 21%. Vegas was 18% investor buyers, and Vegas was 19% investor buyers, and Orlando was 18% investor buyers. On that list, nowhere is Arizona. Arizona had less investor buyers and they appreciated 28%. That says something for the housing market stabilizing. Now, investors are good and we want them, but they're not the only people buying.
Yeah, let's talk about that. You know, it's obvious that this is an asset that has taken a beating, and Wall Street loves nothing more than coming in at the bottom and scooping up something for a good price. Is that why the pros are so interested right now?
Oh, absolutely. They're taking advantage of the fact that it is rock bottom and they can get a product that they can rent out and create a dividend for their investors. You bet that's exactly why. But you have to realize that when a BlackRock or a Blackstone comes in and buys hundreds of homes in a market, they have a plan. They're not going to dump all those houses at one time on the market and drop the market again.
What are they going to do?
They're going to trickle those out, and it's going to create housing for people who are organically being brought out of their foreclosure or short sale situation. Those people are coming back to the market right now, and they're going to need homes to buy.
All right. You know, we're talking about the big investment money in real estate right now. And of course, they're going into markets that were completely overbought at the top of the cycle and are now really suffering. Is there a chance that markets like Florida, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, even California, that there might be another bubble forming here in which prices could come down a step or could seize back as these, institutional investors decide maybe they've had enough?
I think prices are stabilizing. I think we saw a good run up in 2012 from those big firms purchasing. I think now it's the smaller investors, it's the personal family home buyers that are getting into these, and prices are beginning to stabilize. We are not going to see a 28% run up in Arizona again. Miami will probably see a good 10% return again, but we're not going to see those great gains. We're going to see stabilization, and that is excellent for the housing market. That's what we want.
Well, let's talk about the impacts of this for homeowners, because let's face it, that's been one of the big stories, is that homeowners have been underwater. We've had some positive numbers on that this week, that there are fewer of us who are underwater. But you've got to think, as these markets start to stabilize, this is good news for the people out there. They didn't ask for money from the federal government. They're not out there with their hand out. They're actually just paying their mortgage each month, even if they owe more than the house is worth. What does this mean to them?
I think that if it was someone who wanted to move, they will see that opportunity to do so. But I'm the perfect example of that. I am probably still $100,000 underwater on my home. I'm not going anywhere. I'm making my mortgage payment, and I don't plan on going anywhere for a long time. So as the market rises, then, maybe I'll have some options, but I'm not doing anything anytime soon because I just like my house. And I think there's a lot of people who like their house and will stay there through this upturn.
And there are a lot of people who, frankly, are caught. But let's talk about a totally different group of people, okay? How about those people who would like to invest right now? Interest rates still at lows. They want to make an investment. I mean, come on, second home markets. How do you make that move? What's the first step, the second step, the third step?
Sure. There's people who are really being creative right now with their investments in real estate. They're buying with their IRA dollars, or they're really trying to take advantage.
You mean take your retirement money? Oh, I think that's such a bad idea.
No,
Come on.
see, and No, I disagree. I think that is something that you can supercharge your IRA with. Now, do not flip with your IRA dollars, and I want to make that very, very clear. But buy and hold, I think that's a very smart investment because you're letting the market tick it up. But back to your point, it is time to look into mortgages, and the first step that they should really take is to get qualified as a second home buyer or an investor buyer.
All right, Tanya. Well, we'll have to agree to disagree on that. I don't think you should use your retirement money for anything other than your retirement, not even your kids' college education. Thanks for coming on. It's always good to see you. Always good to have you on the show.
Thanks, Gerri.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
All right, when we come back, a look at the hottest new apps for your smartphone or your tablet. And next, we look at a new airline pricing model that may actually do more harm than good for all you frequent flyers. Don't go away.